What is biodiversity and why is it important? Why does it matter if we destroy the biodiversity of parts of the world like the Amazon?
Well, biodiversity is life. I mean, I'm trained, as I mentioned, in quantum theory. Biodiversity I've learned from nature. Biodiversity I've learned from my sisters in the Chipko movement. Biodiversity is life, but biodiversity is not just life. Biodiversity is the fabric of life that weaves the fabric through the interactions, the symbiosis. And indigenous cultures knew this. New science is telling us about this, but the old Cartesian hangover is still practicing a mechanistic, colonial approach to biodiversity. For example, treating biodiversity as a genetic mine, treating biodiversity as something to be patented. I've written books about this. Biopiracy. I have fought cases on this, the neem, the basmati, the wheat, 1,500 patents on climate resilient seeds that we have saved in India. And the corporations just to come and say, I invented this. And worse, now Bill Gates running with digital genomic mapping. And just like in colonial times, they took paper and drew a map and said, this is mine. The French said, this is mine. The Portuguese said, this is mine. The Germans said, this is mine. The Belgians said, this is mine. That's how they divided Africa, in straight lines, cutting across rivers and mountains. They are now doing exactly the same to biodiversity. What a map was to colonialism, the genomic maps are to the colonialism of a life. I have called it bioimperialism. And there's a new report out. I feel very sad because we have an international treaty called the Convention on Biological Diversity to protect biodiversity. And yet the billionaires in the World's Economic Forum are again behaving as if they've just discovered it as a place to make money. And they've written there's a Dasgupta review that says the only way we can deal with biodiversity is put it as an asset on portfolios to make profits. Now, the only way you can conserve biodiversity is loving it as part of your family, recognizing that all biodiversity is an extended Earth family and all beings are our relatives. That's how indigenous cultures protected biodiversity over millennia. And that's how colonial culture destroyed it in a few decades. And the Green Revolution wiped it out in 50 years.
Is there any way to reverse climate change, and how? And is farming part of the solution?
Good farming is very much part of the solution. Bad industrial agriculture is very much part of the problem. Because what is climate change? It's a rupture of the Earth's capacity to recycle her elements. Carbon cycle is the recycling of carbon. Nitrogen cycle is the recycling of nitrogen. Now you disrupt the carbon cycle by taking fossil fuels out of under the ground, burning them, and burning 600 million years of nature's work in fossilization. And this then builds up the pollution layer. Meantime, the same activities that are leading to fossil fuel industrial agriculture are also leading to destruction of the Earth's capacity to reabsorb that carbon or that nitrogen. The forests are being cut, the Amazon is being cut to grow GMO soya. Why? Did we all stand in chorus and say, give me GM soya to eat? No, subsidies are for biofuel and animal feed. 90% goes for biofuel and animal feed. We are destroying the richest biodiversity zone, the lung and the liver of the planet. And this is because there's money to be made. This is what's leading to the rupture. And I have the figures, 50% of the emissions come from an industrial globalized agriculture, and I can share this in detail with you. But we can, in a decade, heal those cycles, which are nutrient cycles. They're the cycles of health of the planet are similar to the systems of health in our body. And healing the body and healing the planet has the same approach. My work, Soil Not Oil, I wrote a whole book on this before the Copenhagen Climate Summit. And we had started to show that through giving organic matter back to the soil, we can actually start reversing. This morning, I was addressing a conference on regenerative agriculture, and the latest data is between 10 to 50 tons of carbon can build up in the soil if you do the right kind of farming. So the solution to climate change is love the earth, thank her, give her carbon back, her organic matter back. And I've said this often, earth care is the most important climate action.
What could we have done differently that might have prevented the COVID-19 crisis?
All the evidence is showing that in the last 30 years, as globalization of the economy and industrial invasion into forest ecosystems has accelerated, new disease epidemics are coming out of the forest. They weren't diseases in the forest, yeah, but they're now becoming the new disease epidemics. There are 300 new pathogens. All of them spillover effects through invasions into the forest. Ebola, HIV, SARS, Zika, the list is long. I know this in detail because there's a particular part of India which is a tropical rainforest, the Western Ghats, and the deforestation triggered a monkey disease, a hemorrhagic fever. As the monkeys started to get, the forest went, monkeys got closer to human habitat, and then the fleas on the monkey caused this hemorrhagic fever, just like Ebola and other diseases. So we have to stop doing industrial agriculture that's land wasteful, that is causing hunger, and we have to respect the integrity of our forest ecosystems, the integrity of the species in those forest ecosystems, the integrity of the cultures, because where are the last remaining cultures that know how to live at peace with the forest, in the forest?